So the Royal Rumble is this Saturday night, and if you compare this Royal Rumble to Royal Rumbles of the past, let's say 5 or 10 years, this Royal Rumble, number one, not only has the most star power that we've seen in a while, but it's also really unpredictable because for the longest time, you really don't have a clue as to who's gonna win. We have some sort of narrow options that people have came up with that potentially could win the Royal Rumble, but honestly it's an open ball. Like, anybody can win this Royal Rumble, and it would fit into the criteria of Royal Rumble winners. It would fit into the overarching stories, and honestly there's a lot of stories going into this. Too many stories for me to even keep up with, honestly, at this point. So I thought it's only appropriate that we go over the entire match card. The entire match card only consists of about 4 matches, but given the fact that the Royal Rumble matches are typically minimum 40 minutes, 45 minutes to an hour, I think this is fine. I think you don't really want to overload the Royal Rumble card. So we're going to start off here with the tag team match that was made last week between DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns. This match is officially a 2 out of 3 falls match. Triple H loves to get his boys on the PLE stage in front of 60,000 people. So I think this is going to be, honestly, a fantastic match. I think these two teams are going to tear it up when they go in and face each other. And I do see, however, DIY retaining the tag team championships. I think, they may have had the tag team titles now for about maybe 2 months or so. But it's been a short reign thus far, and they really haven't had many title defenses. So I feel like I don't think they're gonna lose the titles this quickly. And considering the fact that they just turned heel and they just got like new entrance music and whatnot, so I don't really think DIY is gonna lose the tag team titles this early. And I think they're gonna walk into WrestleMania as the tag team champions. Next, we got Cody Rhodes against Kevin Owens in a ladder match with both the Winged Eagle title and the regular undisputed WWE Championship hanging in the balance. So obviously, I think everybody knows that Cody Rhodes is not losing this match at all. It's too close to WrestleMania for him to lose. If he was going to lose, he would have already lost at Saturday night's main event. So I feel like it's too late for Cody to lose against Kevin Owens. I do think that we might see Randy Orton pop up, possibly to aid Cody Rhodes. Let's say Kevin Owens is on his way to win the titles, but Randy Orton shows up and RKO's him. But we may see Randy Orton, to be honest, as well in the Royal Rumble. We don't know if he's going to show up at the Rumble or at the ladder match, but I do think that Randy Orton is going to show up regardless at this Royal Rumble event. We also got to look out for Sami Zayn, because for weeks now they've been teasing, Kevin Owens has been sort of, nudging Sami Zayn into helping him at the Royal Rumble, kind of gaslighting him into trying to help Kevin Owens win the championships at the Royal Rumble. So I think 2 scenarios could happen with Sami Zayn in this match. So either Sami Zayn comes out, he's conflicted as to what he's gonna do, as to what he wants to do, but at the end ends up doing nothing. He doesn't attack Cody, and Kevin sort of like pissed off, like, what are you doing, maybe that leads to Sami Zayn's elimination during the Royal Rumble match later on that night. Or maybe just Sami Zayn doesn't show up at all and doesn't help him at all, and maybe that's the catalyst for Kevin Owens getting pissed off at Sami Zayn and eliminating him later on that night. Like I said, I think overall Cody Rhodes will retain and is going to walk in to WrestleMania as the WWE champion, as the undisputed champion. So we got the first out of 2 Royal Rumble matches. We're going to start here with the women's match. I'm going to read off sort of the list that we have of confirmed names for the Royal Rumble match. We have Nia Jax, Liv Morgan, Naomi, Bianca Belair, Raquel Rodriguez, Bayley, Io Sky, Charlotte Flair, Ivy Nile, and Lyra Valkyria. Plus a couple of surprises we may see, such as a debuting Jordan Grace. She just I think signed with the WWE for a number of years. Or potential AJ Lee return, or Nikki Bella return, Alexa Bliss return. So we could see some returns here in this Rumble match as well. I think if I have to narrow down my picks, it would consist of Bianca Belair, Io Sky, or Charlotte Flair. Now, Charlotte Flair, I don't put it past them to give Charlotte Flair this victory just because she hasn't won a Rumble in like 5 years, and they almost froth at the mouth of giving Charlotte Flair this win and adding, more to her resume. But I don't really think Charlotte Flair needs a Rumble win, especially if she's going to come back as almost a heel. So I would definitely have either Io Sky or Bianca Belair win this Rumble. And I think if either Io Sky or Bianca Belair win the Rumble, I think they probably end up challenging Rhea Ripley, because they teased a number of weeks back between Io Sky and Rhea Ripley before, I think, Saturday night's main event. They had sort of that stare down with the title in the background. There's rumors as well of Bianca Belair against Rhea Ripley for WrestleMania 41 being sort of one of the ideas that are tossed around within WWE creative. But I think if I have to narrow down my pick, I think I might just go Io Sky. Next, I think we have the biggest Royal Rumble match in recent history. This Royal Rumble match is stacked to the gills. So many top names, so many just big time fight feel with this Royal Rumble coming up. And that's the men's Royal Rumble. And again, I have a list compiled of names that are confirmed for this Royal Rumble as of this recording. So we're going to start here with Roman Reigns, CM Punk, John Cena, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Rey Mysterio, main event Jey Uso, LA Knight, Sami Zayn, Penta, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Braun Breaker. And that's not even to add in the possible surprises like a Joe Hendry, like a Randy Orton. But like I did with the women's match, I'm going to narrow it down to a couple of names that I have as potential winners for the Royal Rumble. And I'm going to go with CM Punk, John Cena. And I know we keep mentioning his name, but he is the wild card. He is the one that we have to keep our eyes on because he's been awfully quiet. And that's Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, the final boss. Because we have an idea of the potential stories that they might want to tell going into WrestleMania. But if The Rock comes in and demands that he wins the Rumble, then all those plans go towards the back burner, and we have to now readjust for The Rock. So The Rock is always a potential. He's always a looming threat. So I say if The Rock is in this match, then he's obviously gonna win. But there's no indication of The Rock being in this match, so I'm just gonna take that as a non-factor. So like I said, CM Punk or John Cena. Up to a couple weeks ago, I would have thought that John Cena was gonna win this Royal Rumble match. But John Cena hasn't been on television ever since on Netflix. And CM Punk, he's been putting in the grind as far as showing up and promoting the Royal Rumble match, cutting promos for it. He had that great stare down with Cody this past week. Plus, CM Punk, I think, is the only man here that hasn't won a Rumble. Like, Roman's won a Rumble, Cena's won a Rumble, McIntyre has won, so has Seth, Mysterio. These guys that are in this match have also won the Rumble, and Punk never has. As long as his career's been, he's never won the Rumble. So I think this would be a nice little feather to add in his cap. Now, who does Punk challenge if he ends up winning the Royal Rumble match? I mean, they teased Cody, but that could always change, because that was such a heavy tease, like almost like they're leaning into it way too much. What I could see is potentially, let's say Punk wins the Royal Rumble, he declares that he wants to challenge Cody, that he's planning on challenging Cody. But let's say Seth ends up challenging Gunther for the world title at the Elimination Chamber, and Seth wins. Now Seth is the world champion, and now instead of Punk challenging Cody, he goes back and challenges Rollins, only if just to take the title away from him and to main event WrestleMania at the same time. So this Royal Rumble could lead to a lot of potential stories in the future. I also potentially see Roman Reigns being eliminated by Drew McIntyre, and I feel like if we don't do Roman Reigns against The Rock or Roman Reigns against CM Punk, then I think the next best option that you could tell is Roman Reigns against Drew McIntyre, because this story lines up so well ever since Clash at the Castle in 2022. It's almost like a traumatic event for Drew McIntyre that he wants to right this wrong against Roman Reigns, and I feel like what better way to do it than to get a win over Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 41. So I can go on and on about, potential stories that are in this match, in this Royal Rumble match. It's going to be a fun watch, no doubt. But these are just my thoughts and my opinions as to what I potentially see happening at this year's Royal Rumble match. It's going to be a definitely fun pay-per-view to see, a fun PLE, and we'll be back here that Saturday night for the post-show coverage as always. So let me know what you guys think down below, and until next time, take care, y'all, and I'll see y'all later.